A wise Reddit user once described Lorelei and the Laser Eyes as Resident Evil with math instead of zombies. And the more I play through it, the more I appreciate this statement. Fixed camera angles, a creepy old hotel, locked doors, keys, more locked doors, strategically located computer terminal save points. This game has all the spooky vibes you could want, and quite frankly, is my puzzle-loving self's dream game. You have the freedom to choose which areas you want to explore next, as you refer back to your notes for hidden clues and carefully observe your surroundings for opportunities. I know, sounds pretty great, but what if I told you there was another very similar game, this time set in a shifting manner where you get to decide the layout of its rooms, picking apart the mystery day by day as you discover new locations, items, and information. This one is called Blueprints, and today I'd like to share with you my love for these slightly haunted non-linear puzzle games. Unfortunately, Blueprints isn't out yet, but fortunately it does have a very intriguing demo available to play on Steam. As the heir of the Mount Holly estate, you step through its doors in search of a rumored 46th room. Each day, through the power of some ancient magic, I suppose, you start off with a fresh slate and get to choose where each door that you open leads. Every time you open up a new door, you can choose from 3 blueprints, and as you explore further into the house, you'll need to watch your steps. You can only walk a certain amount of them each day. You'll be drafting up the normal rooms, bedroom, hallway, kitchen, along with some more sinister and mysterious places like the observatory and the black room. Some rooms contain items or small puzzles, and others are most certainly part of some bigger secrets that I can't wrap my head around yet. So many things are hinted at that I wasn't able to fully experience in the demo. I found a car key, but no car, a coat check where you can store an item and retrieve it on another day, a key to a secret garden which I tried in about 10 different doors before I got it to open. There are apparently permanent upgrades hidden away somewhere that will be quite tricky to uncover, and much more lurking beneath the surface than just a single hidden room. Blackmail, a disappearance, maybe even murder. And then one day I decided to turn around and head outside, thinking I'd only be able to walk to the edge of the cliff, take in the view, but there was a path down to the left leading to a blocked off tunnel, a fenced-in orchard with a small shed, and what looked like some sort of mine. How do I get into these places? I need to know. Daniel Mullins, the creator of Inscription himself, said that Blueprints was the best game he played last year, so I think all this creepy puzzle stuff will end up going pretty deep. Definitely one of those games where it's helpful to have a notebook with you while you play. And that's exactly the kind of game that Lorelei and the Laser Eyes is. While I don't quite know to what extent Blueprints gets into the creepy, spooky stuff, I can say for sure that this game is borderline horror at times, especially when you're still early enough into it that you're not quite sure what you should be expecting. A woman summoned by an eccentric man to participate in a project in an old hotel somewhere in Central Europe becomes embroiled in a game of illusions, increasingly dangerous and surreal, as says the description on Steam. And so began my journey into the most puzzle-filled game that I have ever played. It got to the point where I had so many leads and clues and objects that I didn't know what I wanted to do next. It was helpful to have a notebook out, but the game has this giant menu filled with every type of document or memory that you've come across. And this thing is absolutely chock full of mazes, puzzle boxes, combination locks, shortcuts, and math. Albeit used in a very cool way, but if numbers tend to kinda just jumble together for you, might not be the game for you. There's so many cool ideas in Lorelei and the Laser Eyes that it's hard to keep track of them all, and I still haven't quite untangled all of its mysteries. I don't know if I ever will. I'm at least suspecting that I'll need to turn to a guide for that because some of the puzzles just weren't made for my kind of brain. But that does mean playing this game with someone else could be a great idea, especially if you tend to approach problems differently. It's always good to look at things from another perspective. This game is definitely haunted. You visit places that don't seem to exist within time or space as we know it. Somehow your memories have been made into short point-and-click games located on various floppy disks spread throughout the hotel. And you will be killed if you can't remember how many candlesticks are on a table. I really don't know how the devs managed to pull this whole game and mystery together. So many moving parts that all click in some very unexpected ways. And I especially don't know how it'll all work with blueprints. I mean, completely redrafting the mansion's floor plan every day? That's wild. But it did keep me hooked the whole way through the demo, which means they're doing something right in my book. And now a little bonus game for you called the Tartarus Key. Definitely haunted, not sure how non-linear it gets, I'm just going off the demo here, but it's an escape room style game filled with puzzles and traps and a cozy yet creepy retro style. From what I played, I thought it was pretty cool and seemed to fit this spooky mansion hotel theme I have going here. But as always, I want to hear your suggestions or thoughts on these games if you've played them. You can never have too many puzzle games as far as I'm concerned.